Hello, I'm Fast Lawyer. Today we're doing a Let's Play and early impressions for Home Detective Immersive Edition VR. This game released on the Steam store today, February 1st, 2024. It normally retails for $10. It's on a release sale 10% off. And I bought this game at that sale price. And I'm testing it out on the Meta Quest 3 using link cable. Now, Home Detective Immersive Edition actually is, I guess, the PCVR version of this. I guess there's a mixed reality version. I've never seen it, but I would assume it's on the App Lab, and that's why I've never seen it. I don't really check out the App Lab, but that sounds pretty cool. I think this game in mixed reality would work really well, but this is PCVR, so this is a 3D modeled environment, I guess, of a home or office. It looks pretty good. Let's check out the options. I actually didn't get a chance to do the options. I did the first case, which was like a tutorial. We definitely want to turn on smooth turning. There's a random environment, daytime, nighttime, rain, random. Well, let's keep it at random. I don't know that we care about it. We're gonna lower the music volume a little bit. All right. So, like I said, there's a mixed reality version. I actually would be very interested in playing that version. But, you know, this is a nice little map, so I'm not complaining. It looks good. You know, some Quest games don't look good on PCVR, but this one looks good. It looks nice. And I played the first case, and, you know, it's a little simple. There's only 3 tools so far, or at least on the first mission. It was all right, but I do hope there was more to it. Let's go ahead and let's try a brand new case. So we did case 1, and we didn't get an A. We got a B. Even though I got all the questions correct, and I found all the clues. What I didn't know is that you have to find optional clues. So let's go ahead and let's do case number 2, the Murderous meal homicide. So let's go ahead and do that. This is budget price, so, you know, it doesn't look like there's a whole lot of content.
You here, Detective? Just a few hours ago, we got a call from a neighbor about some screaming coming from this apartment. The police bots entered to discover the scene you see before you. Can you piece together what happened?
This is a strange premise that you're a work-from-home detective agency. I don't know that would really work in real life, but maybe one day technology will be this advanced.
2 glasses. That means she either really liked wine or had company.
So, one thing you definitely want to look for is look where the footsteps come in and come out, and see what else you can find. So, a couple of things that we want to look. By the way, I am playing seated, so if I do seem a little bit too low to the ground, it's probably because of that.
Detective, try taking a look at the victim's hands. Inspect them up close, turn them over. You know, the usual detective stuff.
How do I do that? Wait, how? The usual detective stuff. What do you... I mean, I don't want to ruin the crime scene and she's dead. I don't know that I want to touch her.
On my screen, I can see some blood. I'm detecting trace amounts of skin under the fingernails. This is consistent with scratching at an assailant. Sadly, we can't get a DNA reading from liquid blood with our tools on the scene, but we can get a blood type. Check the datapad.
Blood type is AB. I don't know how that's useful, though. How is that useful to know? Unless you can find other blood at the scene and eliminate which one's hers and which one's someone else's.
Yep, today's Thursday. Oh, it's Father's Day soon. Thanks for the reminder.
Yeah, it's Father's Day soon. What's today? Something, something? What did it say? Can you guys read that? Pick up something? Pick up with M? Dinner with M. Oh, dinner with M, sorry.
On your screen, I can
announce
see some blood
engagement
pooling under the victim. Can you look closer and see where it's coming from? Try opening the jacket.
Oh my
God.
God.
Not a doctor, detective, but I'd say she's dead. That's a nasty one. Check the datapad for the Insta-Coroner's report.
Okay. Her name is Debbie Holland. She's 28. She lives in London. She's got... Okay, this is blood type B. And that's blood type AB. So the suspect is blood type AB. Okay, that was helpful then. She's an events coordinator. Grew up in Southampton before moving to London, where she had an active social life. She lived alone. A lab report detective. Note the contents of the lab report have been auto-generated by our AI models, so some inaccuracies may be present. Okay, lab report follows cause of death probably blood loss due to knife wound 93%, head trauma 4%, stroke 2%, other 1%. Okay, but it's the knife here. Do we open this?
What have you found in here, detective?
Oh, I'm a good detective.
Good find, detective. Check the datapad. It seems to be a match for the victim's blood.
Okay, alright, so now we're getting somewhere. We are a good detective. The contents of this lab report have been auto-generated. Okay, we sample location, dry blood from knife blade, blood integrity 80%, identification confidence 96%, sample age 3 hours 41 minutes approximately. Blood type B. She's blood type B, so we definitely know that's her blood. Okay, alright. So I guess we're good. I guess we can still look at other stuff though. Nothing there. Nothing there. There's a hammer. I don't think that's relevant. And you know, we gotta check everything. There's some wine, huh? Maybe the wine's relevant. Maybe I should have a taste just to make sure. Okay. Oh, look at this. 2 people. Okay. And there's the phone.
We'll put the phone itself into evidence. For now, what can you deduce from a local data cloud? We're under pressure from management to get our info this way. It's apparently much more cost-effective.
Okay, so she was sitting down, and then there was a struggle, and then... But they both came in and out through there. Okay, alright. I think we can put this back, and we can start looking for fingerprints. And obviously we want to fingerprint this. Nothing.
Oh, that's a nice print. It matches the victim. Multiple fingerprints. And it looks like they're from quite different times.
Different fingerprints on the glass of wine. Come on, they don't last that long. I mean, the thing was washed. This person doesn't wash the wine between different servings. So those are the suspects. William Todd, Max Phillip, Mark Hobbs, and Judas Kinstone. Wow. Well, she had a lot of people drinking from this one glass of wine. I wonder if it's possible to... No. Okay. Well, the other thing to do is to...
Multiple prints. Well, it might help you eliminate one of the suspects, at least.
Let's see. So we can eliminate the woman. No, she's still there. Wait. Who would we eliminate? Okay, so yeah. Judas Kinstone is not on here. Yeah. Judas Kinstone. So we can eliminate Judas Kinstone. I guess we can also eliminate the other woman here. The other woman, Miriam Laverve, because she's not on here. So William Todd, yes. Max Phillips, yes. Mark Hobbs. So we got three suspects. Why were so many people touching her knife and her glass? That doesn't make... Do we fingerprint her? Can you fingerprint her? I'm gonna fingerprint her and see what happens. We definitely wanna... No, I don't know that we can fingerprint her. Hello? So I think this is definitely meant as a room scale game. So you should be standing up and be, I guess, kneeling on the ground as well. I'm playing seated, so, you know, I'm not really able to reach around all that much, but I'm still able to do it, so it's no big deal. And now we're going to use this.
Before we try and wrap up the case, Detective, don't you think you should find a few more clues? I have a feeling there's still something important left in the data cloud. This one looks a bit more tricky. You'll have to study the movement of the nodes carefully when slicing them out. data cloud. This one looks a bit more tricky. You'll have to study the movement of the nodes carefully when slicing them out.
Wait, how do you do this? It's very unclear on how you do this one. Am I doing something wrong here?
Well done, Detective. The decrypted data is in a datapad.
Okay, let's see.
Once you're ready to recreate the
Hey,
crime scene,
you.
hit the big red button on your detective table.
Free on
We'll try to
Thursday,
piece everything
Debbie.
together.
Sorry, having dinner and catch up with a friend. Maybe next week, Miriam. So Debbie and Miriam, but neither of them are the suspect. Wait, have you told him about the engagement yet? No. I thought it better to do in person. That is better, yeah, of course. He's been carrying a torch for you so long.
Once you're ready to
think you
recreate the crime
correct.
scene,
He can be a
hit the
hothead,
big
though.
red
Are you
button
sure?
on your
Yes.
detective table.
Okay, babe,
We'll try
see
to
you.
piece everything together.
So they're talking about a guy. So Miriam knows about him. Where was Miriam? Miriam
Once you're
LaVerbe.
ready to recreate the crime scene, hit the
So
big red
somehow
button
she
on your
knows
detective
one of the
table.
guys.
We'll try to piece everything together.
So we have to know how she... Okay. I don't know that I can piece all this. I really don't. Am I missing something? Let's just go.
Ready to reconstruct the crime scene, Detective?
Not really.
Okay, let's go. To begin,
I don't know who did
where
it.
did the perpetrator enter the scene?
Well, it has to be here because I didn't see any
Okay,
footprints.
moving on. What was the cause of death?
Knife wound. Where's this? Oh. It's right here.
Understood. Next question. What was the murder weapon?
The knife. Right here.
Okay, moving on. What was the motive?
What was the motive? Crime of passion, obviously.
Okay, next question. How did they exit the scene?
The same way they came in. There was only...
Righto, nice work, Detective. That's a wrap. I'll be back later to tell you how the case fared in court. Oh dear, the case was thrown out of court. Did we get the wrong suspect?
What suspect? You didn't ask me for a suspect. We... What? We got one of the answers wrong, but we got everything else right, and we got... What? Well, huh? Did he ask me for a suspect? Did I miss something? Wait. I don't think I answered anything wrong. Oh man, okay. Let's return to title. As you can see, there's 6 cases. So there's really not a whole lot of content, and here's what I can tell you: that let's start a different case so you can see.
Okay.
But so far, the gameplay hasn't really varied a whole lot. We're doing the same thing, but with different stories, obviously. But
Okay,
Hi, Detective.
here's your new case.
I've got a juicy
It looks
new
like
case
this
for
bank
you.
vault.
It seems like this bank vault was...
Excuse me? What do you think you're doing?
I'm just informing my detective about his new case. What are you doing?
Is that Jessica Wilberforce? Okay, hold on. Are you trying to steal my detective?
Steve Dobbins. I should have known you'd butt in while I'm trying to do my job. We've just been matched together by the system.
Codswallop, you're trying to muscle in on my new detective. Get your own.
Ignore him, detective. He has a bit of a jealousy problem. As I was saying...
As I was saying, someone has broken into this bank vault.
Have a good look around, detective.
Right. I'm going to get the commissioner.
And like I said, we are repeating a lot of the same things. So again, we're looking at this, and we're trying to determine, obviously, because we already know we're going to get asked, where did this person come
Look
from?
at that. vault door is cleanly open.
Vaults like this usually have a safety mechanism to let people out in case they get locked in.
That's right. Detective, check for a release lever. There you go, Detective. Looks like this got yanked somewhere down the line.
So this is an odd one because so far I can't tell where they came from. And if they ask me that question, I'm not going to be able to answer it. I mean, it's hard to tell. Where would an entrance be? But we know they're going to over here.
Can you check out those safety deposit boxes, Detective? Let's take a look inside them. Looks like they rifled through these. Must have been a pretty penny altogether.
But it looks like they're not all empty.
I was just about to mention that. Presumably, they were short on time.
Or it wasn't their main objective.
You're not their main objective.
What does that even mean?
I'm confused. I am so confused right now. And again, I think it's better to play standing. I don't know. I may be a bit huge disadvantage trying to play seated. But as you can see, you can't open everything.
There
And
are
it looks
tons
like-
of loose floor tiles strewn around. Why do you think that is, Detective?
Maybe they were modelling it on your bedroom.
Oh, that's real nice.
They were trying to break into some of these locked ones, and I guess that's why there's loose tiles. Maybe? I don't know. Some of the grabbing animations are a bit rough.
There are tons of loose floor tiles strewn around. Why do you think that is, Detective?
Maybe they were modelling it on your bedroom.
And now they're repeating some of the
that's real
phrases.
nice.
I don't know if you're supposed to be able to grab this. So we're gonna move the loose tiles to see what they're talking about.
Good find, Detective. See, this is why we're such a great team. This was an access point, either in or out.
Bit of a squeeze, though, don't you think?
Nothing gets past you, does it, Mr. Dobbins? But now, you can narrow down your suspects to the narrow ones.
Ah,
Well, it may have been a tunnel at one point, but it's seriously out of commission now.
okay. So I don't know if there's anything else that we can glean. It says something about what? McBraid material. Okay. And is there anything else that we can find? I don't think so. I think we've rifled through everything that we can. I'm trying to be thorough. Maybe the money. I think the money would be something that maybe we can fingerprint. So I'm gonna put the money over here. Okay, so we're just gonna put this back and we're gonna try to fingerprint different stuff. Uh-oh, what happened?
They disabled the security camera.
When the police box arrived, all security cameras in the building were down, all the way out to the lobby.
Oh. So they're trying to tell me that. Okay, well, there's nothing I can do there. Let's see. So far, I haven't found any fingerprints, which is a little bit odd.
Nice find, Detective. You should have access to a datapad with the results.
Okay, but is that the only one? Okay. The contents of this, okay. Fingerprints, integrity 72. Fingerprints, age 130 today. Suspect's name, Millie Wood. I mean, she might be the owner of the lockbox for all we know.
Looks like a recent print. Hopefully, this will help narrow down the list of suspects.
Esme Matthews, okay. Is there anything else that they would have touched? Okay, so there's 2 suspects right now. I can't find another fingerprint. I would love to find another fingerprint, though. McBraid material. Millie Wood. She's not McBraid. Esme Matthews. Okay, well, I guess the last thing we can do is do this.
A data cloud. Nice find. Decrypt that, and we might get a bit more intel.
My esteemed detective knows this already, Ms. Wilberforce. A dab hand at this by now, thanks to me.
This is probably the most annoying part here, because I don't really know. This mini game really isn't fun. And it's just a little odd to do. I'm not even sure if I know exactly how it works. Other than you want to get all the balls in one swoop is what I understand. And somehow just angle it all. I don't know that I see. Right here.
Well done, detective. The decrypted data is in a datapad.
Wilberforce, I could hear your petty squabbling.
Can you sure you don't need a team? She works alone. Lady. As soon as we receive the material contact.
The detective and I...
Read my lips, Dobbins.
So-
I don't care.
So it is a lady, I just don't know which one.
Get the case solved.
It could either be that one
Then.
Yes.
or this one.
Come on, Dobbins. Let's do this.
How do
It'll
I
be
know the
good for
difference?
both of our records.
I suppose.
Detective, what do you say? Shall we do this as a team?
Well,
All right, let's do it.
Look, I'm pretty sure that was a little nod.
fine.
Okay then. That's just dandy.
Detective,
So
I'm
this
picking
is
up
me
the
playing
traces of
Standy?
another data cloud. I've increased the gain on your latent data detector, so you should be able to restore it now, although it will be more corrupted than usual.
Try another scan, Detective.
Another scan of what?
The data cloud comes from this specific safety deposit box.
Indeed. Whatever was in there was some kind of digital media.
So now trying just to see all the balls and see where they go. It's a shame that this minigame is being repeated because it's like the least favorite part of my game of the game so far. Okay, so it's right here. I just gotta wait for them. Am I doing something wrong? This is just a weird minigame. I'm not sure I get it. I'm so close so many different times. Let me just play seated because it's a little uncomfortable. I think I almost got. Are you still just supposed to like move with it, or how does this work? Like I said, I'm not sure I understand the logic. Are you supposed to stay still or move with it? I'm sure I'm making this more difficult than it is. But I don't see a point where they all come together. And I think I was so close several different times to almost getting it. Oh my god. Let me see. Maybe playing standing. I don't know. The problem is I'm at the edge of where I can stand also. I just don't really like these type of mini games where it's unclear on what you're supposed to do. And I'm not sure how this relates to anything really. I wish they should at least give you a tip somewhere, like after a certain amount of time. Maybe try this. No tips. No tips. Oh, so close. So close. There. Oh my god, that took forever.
That might explain why the commissioner was even more tetchy than usual.
And why they left so much money in the safety deposit boxes.
Phew. Well, this
McBraid.
is pretty damning. I'm sure the
McBraid.
commissioner would appreciate us
And this
tidying
McBraid
up
over here?
and keeping it on the down low.
No, Millie Wood. McBraid? Wait, McBraid? What? C? C? What?
Once you're ready to recreate the crime scene, hit the big red button on your detective table and we'll try to piece everything together.
But how do we know more about Esme Matthews or
Once you're ready to recreate the crime
or
scene,
Millie
hit
Wood?
the big red button on your detective table and we'll try to piece everything
Okay.
together. Jessica, I'd like you to ask the questions. I'll set them up, you knock them down.
Well, really, it's the detective knocking them down.
You know what I mean. First off,
Where was the entry point?
Right here.
okay, moving on.
And where was the exit point?
Well, I assume they left the same way they got in.
Very good. Next question.
How many perpetrators were involved?
One.
I see. Next question.
And what was their objective to steal?
Uh-oh. Data.
Very good. Next question.
What was the ultimate motive?
I guess blackmail.
Understood. Next question.
And finally, who was the leader of this break-in?
I mean, when you say leader, it's one of these. I'm gonna go with Millie Wood. I don't
Very
know.
good,
Might be
detective.
wrong.
And that's a wrap. I'll be back later to tell
I
you
might
how
be
the case
wrong.
fared in court.
She said leader. That threw me
You've
off.
been summoned to the Commissioner's office. Apparently he wants to have a little chat.
It was nice knowing you, Detective. Maybe we'll look back on this one day and laugh. Oh no.
Okay, I don't know what. Did I pick the wrong suspect? I was a little unclear. Okay, so I don't think I got the right suspect because I got a D, a fail. Okay. I do like this game, but it is not as smooth and polished as you'd want. You really have to play standing. I was playing seated, and it just felt a little too janky. That one mini game where you're putting the balls like in two planes. I'm not even sure how that's related to the radio scan. I think some other type of mini game with a puzzle element might have made it seem more satisfying than what that was. That was more trial and error than anything else. I do like how there's a little bit of a different story with all the cases, but again, you're going through the same. First you scan, then you fingerprint, then you use the radio. I like to see more tools, and just maybe you don't use certain tools in certain jobs because it doesn't make sense, or in some cases they just don't provide any relevant information, and just more ways for you to put the case together. Right now, it just seems like you have to hit on the right thing a little bit too much, which it's a detective game, so I guess that's fair, but I just don't want it. Just seems a little bit too linear, I guess is what I'm saying. Just do things in a certain way. I like to see a little bit more variety there. But it's good for what it is. It's a budget price, so it's only $10, normal price. 10% off. It's a nice little detective game. The visuals are good enough for PCVR, even though this looks like it was a Quest game that was ported to PCVR. It still looks nice. As far as detective games go in VR, this is one of the better ones, but it is limited. Like, you have a very small area that you're investigating. My ideal is to search around the crime spot and find the relevant clues, versus right now where you're just looking in a very small area with these very limited tools. But it is budget price, so I can look past that. Early impressions, if I rate this as is, I would give it a 6.5 out of 10. I think it's good for what it is. Budget price detective game. I think it's good for what it is. It didn't blow me out of the water, but it was better than I expected, especially at this price point. So I'm gonna give it again, very early impressions, a 6.5 out of 10. I think it's good for what it is, and I think some people might enjoy it more than I did. Not that I didn't like it; I did like it, but I just like I said, I wanted to see a little bit more variety. I want to find the clues myself by looking in bigger areas. So it feels more like you're a detective. Here, you're just so constrained that it doesn't really feel like it. Anyways, those are my initial impressions. Like I said, I think this is good for what it is. Budget price detective game in VR. So if you enjoyed this video for Home Detective VR, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, have a wonderful day. Goodbye.